Welcome to Mind Your Business, the channel where we are in everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip. Hey, my nosy people. Wagwan. Hope everyone is blessed. I want to say quickly a big thank you to all my new subscribers. Welcome to Nosy People Them Crew. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button. Anyway, I came on here to talk about ladies who list Atlanta, or ATL, however you want to drop it. But I have to say that I have been watching this from the start. I'm a bit slow off the mark on covering this, but I have been planning on covering this. You know how it goes, life gets in the way. But long story short, I have been watching and it's really good to see, because I really like any shows that are around real estate. Like, I love that, property and all that kind of stuff is really of great interest. And seeing, you know, women of colour, you've got these black women, these boss chicks that are killing it in the real estate game. So I think that's great. I enjoyed watching Selling Tampa as well. I think I might cover that separately, obviously. But yeah, for this show, I've been, you know, glued to it and been keeping a watchful eye on this show. And I have to say that this Cristyl, like, what is her problem? Like, the whole dynamics between Cristyl and Robin are so interesting, because they're supposed to be besties. But I'm sorry, what kind of bestie are you, Cristyl? Because to me, you have just been gaslighting Robin and you've not been supportive of her. So some might not agree with me, but from the first episode where you see Robin sitting down with Cristyl in her office, and then, you know, they're talking about this whole meeting to discuss moving forward as a collective. You know, that's Robin's idea. There's a part where Robin starts to get loud and starts shouting at Cristyl in her office. So at that point, I was thinking, what are we doing here? I wasn't too sure about Robin at this point. I thought, okay, this is a bit much. Why are you shouting at her? But as I've kind of watched and seen how, you know, Cristyl set up the whole situation, because she's the one who organised the whole sit-down dinner with all the ladies. And she did know that Kiana had an issue with Robin, and she didn't give Robin the heads up, which she should have done as a friend would do, because that's what you're supposed to do as friends, right? But she didn't do that. Yeah, I mean, Cristyl to me is the problematic one of the crew, because, you know, she's already known that Robin has shared with her about her feelings about, you know, with women, and how, you know, that can be the energy that she can get from women. She's got this good idea about bringing them all together under one umbrella, you know, to be like a real powerhouse. She asks Cristyl to kind of get all the ladies together, which is fine, right? But I do feel like Cristyl should have given Robin the heads up about Kiana, because that's meant to be your bestie, and Kiana did express to you that she was not happy about certain things, and it turned out to be a misunderstanding once they sorted it out. But obviously it all kind of went to a head at this dinner, where obviously Robin felt like she's been attacked, because she's brought them all together to say, well, look, let's talk about, you know, coming together under one. You've got Kiana bringing up the fact that obviously, you know, she's not happy about when, you know, she reached out to Robin before, and she felt like Robin wasn't really being helpful. She felt like she was trying to charge her $500 per contract. You know, later we realised that it's not that, and Robin says that no, it was just a flat fee, but Kiana, you know, swears it was the other way. So whatever the case was, it was a misunderstanding, but that got brought up at that, you know, the big meeting that they had. And then Kiera, she's bringing up Instagram nonsense about her getting unfollowed on Instagram. So that's another way where Robin felt like she's getting attacked. And to me, you know, Cristyl just set it all off, because even when Robin and Cristyl, you know, meet up at Kiana's 1 year anniversary for her business, that they go and sit and talk, and, you know, Cristyl is just sitting there lying, just saying, oh, well, you know, she came out with to console her. No, you were in the middle of the mix-up, because in fact, when Kiana started speaking up about, you know, her feelings, she was like, yeah, go ahead, Kiana, you know, be honest. So obviously you knew what she's going to say, and if you see her face, she's got a smirk on her face, like she's just enjoying the whole fallout. So to me, it's like you love Robin, but at the same time you're kind of happy to make it all messy, and you're also making your friend, if you know your friend's got mental health issues, why would you stand there and talk about, oh, you're triggered? That's just going to make things worse. And what if she didn't want everyone to know that she had issues? Are you saying she's triggered is bringing attention to that whole issue? So I just felt like you're just being a really crappy friend. You're also a very misguided friend, because then you go and talk to your dad, you talk to anyone who will listen about Robin and about the fact that you're counselling her. Like, what are you talking about? You weren't counselling her. You're meant to be being a good friend to her, and in fact you weren't really being a good friend to her in that situation. And I'm glad that when you did finally meet up with Robin and have the discussion, that she kind of held your feet to the fire and was trying to let you see where you messed up, even though you're saying, oh, well, she hit your hand. Yes, she shouldn't have hit your hand. That's definitely correct. But you shouldn't have been mixing up yourself in a business, and you should have been backing your bestie, because really you weren't backing her. You weren't helping her in that situation. And I could see where she would have felt attacked. And if that was me and you're supposed to be my best friend. Nah, that's not best friend qualities that I would want in a friend. Like, you're meant to be there for your friend, and you didn't display any of that. It's just madness, and you convinced yourself that, you know, it's Robin that's got the issue rather than yourself. But you need to be looking at yourself. And I feel like, I don't know if you're acting up for the cameras or whatnot, but this whole poly business you're talking about with this guy who likes you, who's into poly, I mean, it's really weird, because even when you met up with Kira, who you don't seem to be that close to, you know, you're talking to her about it. So I'm thinking, are you just short of friends? You just want to be in with a certain crew? I don't know. There's something about you that I'm not quite sure about. Like, you're all beautiful women to look at. I just feel like Cristyl just has her own issues that she needs to work through, because she's got sort of narcissistic traits to me. And Robin, she's got her own anger issues as well, where I feel like her lashing out at Cristyl by hitting her hand was over the top. She didn't need to hit her hand, because that would have been an issue for me. Don't be touching me and hitting the hand. But then I wouldn't have been doing what Cristyl was done. But either way, I don't think she should have put her hand on her. I think she could own that part. But the main part is that Cristyl was the main antagonist in this whole situation and kind of gaslit the whole situation. And then for you to sit in front of your friend and tell her, oh, actually, you know, I didn't know anything about Kiana's issue with you. That is a lie. That's why they even cut away to that, to show the piece, to show that she was actually lying. I do find Cristyl and Robin's relationship interesting, though, because every chance they seem to get in the confessionals, they're shading each other. You got Cristyl saying how much she missed Robin, and then she's talking about her, you know, not in the best way. So, for example, when she's talking about asking her guy she's interested in that's, you know, into poly relationships, then she goes on to the confessional talking about, oh, well, you know, because Robin has had a lot of relationships. So it's like, okay, do you have to just throw her under the bus? Okay. So I'm sure she'll be open to it more. And it turns out, no, she wasn't actually open to it. You're the one who wants to be open to it. But even that, I feel like, are you forcing it just to have her, like, make yourself seem interesting? Because if your missus, you know, prim, proper, meticulous, and Robin is the fun person, who is this Cristyl? Because it made me laugh, because even Robin was like, well, who is this Cristyl, when she started mentioning this sort of polyamorous relationship business, which is just a no-go for me. But yeah, I just thought they're both just shading each other, literally. But it's entertaining anyway. But they definitely are not besties, because I don't see how that can be bestie behaviour. You can't be my bestie and talking all this trash about me in the confessionals. Like, let's get it together, people. Kiana, I think she's cool. Like, I like her vibe, although I didn't like the mix-up she got into with Robin. There was no need. Like, you can't be so sensitive about motherhood. It's very true. When you're a mother, I'm a mother, you do things differently, you do think differently, it affects your mental health very differently. So I completely get where Robin was coming from. Tiana and Tiffany, I'm pretty sure, got what she was saying as well. I think Kiana got upset because obviously she hasn't had a child yet, and we know that she wants to have children, and I think it's just a sore spot for her. But I don't think that's okay for you to flip out, because clearly you could see and hear that she was talking to Tiffany about Cristyl. So even in that context, when she said, oh, well, some people, she meant Cristyl. She didn't have to get into it like that. I just felt like, Kiana, you know, you're so sensitive that you've heard that about, you know, not having a kid, and it's just triggered you. I mean, watching it, I feel like the ladies are about their business. I like Tiana. She seems like she's just about her business. Tiffany also seems quite straight to the point, and she's about, you know, her business as well. She was making me laugh when Robin was saying to her about reaching out to Cristyl. You know, Tiffany is just on some no new friends, basically. So they meet next week, so we'll see how that goes. But overall, I do think they're an interesting bunch to watch. Kiera, I'm not sure about her. I didn't like the way she kind of came off to Robin. I think, like I said, they're all gorgeous women. But Kiera, I just thought Kiera was a bit too sensitive about the whole Instagram situation. I just thought, you know, she's kind of put an olive branch out towards her, and I felt like she was being a bit of a sulky brat around that anyway. It's just like, we'll just move on and don't take it that seriously. You know, it's just one follower. It shouldn't make a big deal to your life. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know, but I felt like in this situation, in the most recent episode, Cristyl was trying to make herself the victim, and, you know, rather than understanding and just owning that, yeah, you know what, I probably could have dealt with this better. Like Robin said, how is it you were sitting in one side of the room, of the table, and the next minute you're right up next to her because you were getting up in the business? So yeah, but again, I do like it. I think it's an interesting show. I like seeing all the properties that they're showing around. I have to say, Tiana, the interiors. Now, Tiana, I've seen her show quite a few nice properties, but I'm saying, well, why does she never dress them? I think she should make an effort to dress them. That's what I've noticed from a lot of the other shows, like Selling Sunset, for example. They get someone in there to dress it so it gives it that homely feel. I feel like she keeps sharing these houses that are very bare, and I feel like if she put on those extra frills, it would make a big difference. But yeah, I like that she's about her business. I like that completely. Kiana, again, she seems like she's very, bossed up about her business. Her husband seems very supportive, and they've got a really nice union. Like, I think all the ladies are boss chicks doing their thing. And, they're gorgeous and they're just doing their thing. But it's interesting just to see the interactions between them all. So what do you guys think? What do you think of Cristyl? Do you think that she's a little bit, a bit not all there, like the way she behaves? I just don't get it. It's a bit narcissistic to me and a bit of craving attention. That's what I get from her. Even the way that she kind of tried to steal Kira from Tiffany, like the way she tried to kind of wine and dine her over lunch. And then she was like straight to her, like, so what do you think? Would you got enough money to go around? But I just thought, you're coming off a bit gravelicious, you know what I mean? Like, calm down, and you're stepping on someone else's toes, as you know. And then you're saying to Robin in the next breath that you don't think Tiffany likes you. Well, I don't think Tiffany's going to like you if you're trying to teeth her clients, isn't it? Like, it's just common sense. So, yeah, I think Cristyl seems like she's one of the people who creates her own rod for her back. But instead of, accepting it, she'll tell you it's your fault. So that's what she kind of comes across to me. I just don't understand it. You create a mix-up, something happens, and you'll be like, yeah, it wasn't you, it was somebody else. That's what you seem to give to me, that you're forever deflecting, and maybe you just need to do some accepting. But yeah, that, just going back to that Kiana moment, it kind of reminded me almost of growing up hip-hop, where you've got when you got Cree, who went off on Sequoia because she mentioned, not having a child. It's like, these people, like, I'm not trying to say, everyone's got different issues in their lives, and we know that fertility can be a big issue for many women, right? But I don't think that gives you the right to then start kind of flipping out on people because you're taking everything extra sensitively. Like, it was too much, way too much. But other than that, I like Kiana. I just think she's toned down her makeup. Like, they're all gorgeous. But Kiana's one I feel like she puts on way too much makeup. She doesn't need that much makeup, but she's gorgeous and she knows how to, definitely work a room. And they all know how to dress, from what I can see. Because one of the things that, you usually see with a lot of these shows that start off, sometimes the wardrobes are not so great, and over the years they start to improve, and the hair and the makeup. But these ladies have come out, looking on top from the start, I'd say. I think they look good. They look the part. And they're in real estate, so I kind of expect them to look the part anyway. But yeah, I think it's a good show. I'm definitely going to keep an eye, and I will be covering other episodes as we go. So this is just more of a overall recap or rant cap, and I plan on doing them going forward. But what do you think? Do you think that Cristyl is problematic like I think she is? What do you think about Robin? Do you think she's also problematic? I kind of like Robin, I can't lie. I like Robin, I like Tiana, I like Tiffany, I like all the ladies, to be fair. I'm just not so keen on Cristyl and her ridiculous behaviour at the moment. I think she's quite needy of Robin's friendship. And but she needs to check herself, because she's definitely telling herself some different Jack and Ori stories. That ain't really it. Anyway, let me know your thoughts below. Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.